Welcome to Level Up Chips 2, Future Legend of Rhythm Alien. Hello everyone and welcome to Level Up Chips, the podcast where we have all things games and game related, a little bit of an impromptu intro like usual. My name is Michael Gonzalez and I'm your host along with the other lovely co-host, Max Logan. How you doing there, buddy?
I've been doing fine. Both of our apartment keys have stopped working, so...
Why would you say this? People are gonna break in.
Well, do they know where we live?
We live in it.
But yeah, that's been pretty rough, but other than that, I've been doing fine.
Yeah, no, it's been just a little bit shaky with all that stuff, but we're getting it fixed, and... Anyway, this is not game related, but what kind of games have you been playing lately, man?
Let's see. Let me look at my backlog because I've forgotten.
Yeah, didn't you just start doing the game tracker stuff?
Yeah, the game tracker, right. My phone doesn't want to cooperate, though, so...
Let me see mine.
Let's see here. Is it in lifestyle or utilities? There we go. What do I have in my beaten? Let's see. I just got KK Slider to show up for a concert in Animal Crossing, so I considered that beaten.
Oh, yeah. Credits roll.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I beat Neo 2 after about a year and a half of having it.
I've seen him struggle.
Yeah, no. It was a struggle up until the end, and then I finally got the hang of it, and it was kind of smooth sailing. I beat Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is a fine game.
I was going to say, it was really good, but the story was...
iffy.
It was lackluster. It was very lackluster.
Because it's been well over a year since it came out.
We're going to say a spoiler. Just,
a spoiler if you really care.
Maybe, wait a minute or two.
I remember, what was it? When Finn showed up for the first time, I was like, wow, she unlocked the door without, any key. She must be some sort of tinkerer. I was like, wait.
Oh.
And then I spoiled myself.
See, I just saw it a mile away. I was like, come on. They've had way too many. It feels kind of bad, but Miles Morales in both Spider-Verse and this have been betrayed by the loved ones a lot.
Yep. I mean, by Uncle Aaron, so.
A lot, but I feel like in this one at least, why am I blanking on what his villain or anti-hero name is?
Who? The Prowler?
Prowler, yeah. Prowler in this one was actually, alright.
Yeah, in Spider-Verse, it was more he didn't know that Miles was Miles, so...
It was still kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I'm almost done platinuming that as soon as I do the New Game Plus. I'm excited to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But the games that I have beaten... this year so far are Resident Evil 3, the remake, and Mario Odyssey, and I've been playing a lot of different games, just bouncing around them,
right.
Shin Megami Tensei 5, Xenoblade, I played a little bit of that just the other day,
right,
and Resident Evil 4, and Outer Wilds. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but I just bounce through all these different games and progress a little bit at a time, and it's fun.
I should probably just commit myself to one game at a time. And
I should, but I don't, ever.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to give myself 2 RPGs.
At the same time.
And they're pretty lengthy ones,
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And just today, when I got the, my brother, he's over in Japan right now, and he gave me some Christmas presents. He gave me Super Famicom cartridges and boxes of Mother 2 and Super Mario RPG.
Yep.
And immediately my first thought was, man, I should beat Earthbound. Why would I do that to myself? Why? That is the worst idea I could have ever had, but I'm very close to actually doing it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess Earthbound is, it's not the hardest RPG. It's
no,
not
this
the
one
longest,
this one is easy to just kind of grind out a little bit and then ride it through the story. I remember when I beat the game, when I was 13, 12, you had the same experience with Xenoblade where you could not get the hang of it because I'm guessing you like did not grind, you did not
I just
attack anything.
No, I attacked everything. It's just that like I didn't do the side quests, which are your main source of EXP.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then I would just get clobbered in boss fights. I'd barely scrape by.
That was just me in Earthbound all the time. I was like, oh, I don't want to fight this. And every single time, a common enemy could take me out easily anywhere I went. It was terrifying.
Just like SMT. Wow.
Yeah, I made Earthbound into SMT. And let me just say, Earthbound still has like one of the best systems when it comes to the ticker.
Yeah, because HP. You can save party members before they...
And boy, did I use that. Because there were so many times where I was like, oh, that is like 300 HP over what he has. Let me give him like a huge health boost before he dies.
Right, exactly.
It was terrifying most of the time I played that game, but I somehow did it.
Yeah. Cool.
So why don't we get right into what we are supposed to do, which is the news. We have 3 stories so far, and a lot of them are different and very conversational in a certain way.
Yeah.
Such as Dying Light 2, just recently they tweeted out about how the game, if you do every single thing, it is going to take 500 hours. And they use that almost like a boast, like, oh yeah, we have 500 hours worth of content. And almost everybody looked at that and said, yuck.
Yeah, no,
like, what? Why would you want
gross.
That? Why?
Unless you're like an MMO, I guess.
I guess a lot of people... Well, I saw this one reply from Gene Parker, who works over at the Washington Post.
Right.
And he said, why would you try boasting that you're twice, if not 3 times larger than Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Like, dumb.
Isn't Gene Parker the one with the Kirby profile picture?
Yeah, and I might be saying it wrong. It might be Gene Park. I
think it's Gene Parker. Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, they liked one of my tweets once, so.
They did too. I was like, hey, you're cool.
Yeah.
If anything, if I could, I would try to, like, do what he does. I want to be the guy over at the Washington Post getting angry reviews out. Not even angry. It's just he sometimes has bad, like, says, oh, this game's bad. And then people like Troy Baker, I don't know, just people will say, hey, you shouldn't have that review.
Yeah. It's like, well, too bad.
So he's a pretty neat guy, but
yeah, Dying Light 500 hours, not good.
I don't understand. I don't know why people are wanting that. The long hours, because I have played way too many games and I'm just like 60 hours. I don't know. And even then, when they say 500 hours, I think that they mean stuff almost like Korok seeds in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, so like just little
things that
trivial...
really do not matter. It's like dialogue options that, I mean, you could go through again, and that'll take the 500 hours. But I really want to say that they said if you beat the game, it'll take 8 hours, maybe like 15.
So where's the rest of that?
And that terrifies me. And it makes me wonder, okay, how are the employees doing? Let's look at their mental health. But the next bit of news is one of those that's kind of random. We actually have 2 random news pieces, and the first one is Attack on Titan is crossing over with Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
I want to say Warzone.
Yeah.
And you get a skin for Levi Ackerman.
Yeah, that's just a really weird,
I don't understand,
bit of trivia
like
for your week. I don't know.
Like you're the person who actually watches Attack on Titan like on a regular basis.
Well, I'm just gonna wait. I mean, part 2 of season 4 just started. I'm gonna wait until it all comes out so I can binge it.
Yeah.
But yeah, my sister got me into it last summer, so.
How do you feel?
I mean, Levi is like my favorite character. but like, come on, man, it's Call of Duty. Like, it looks so weird. It's cursed.
I mean, it's almost like they're trying to go for that Fortnite route of, oh, you could put anything in Call of Duty.
We have crossovers, guys. Like, you know how Fortnite last season did Naruto.
But
Yeah.
Like, with Naruto, I could be like, okay, well, if Levi Ackerman's in, so what? Like, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Right.
But Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's, it's like going for the realistic military shooter angle. And having a character from
an anime?
Yeah, from an anime who swings around on cables and cuts up like giant dudes.
Giant semi-nude dudes, or you could call them nude, but like they just don't have the
parts.
Problems.
Yeah, no, they don't have the parts.
So yeah, that's
it's
kind
just
of a
weird.
That's a synopsis, honestly, of the show. They just run around and slice up giant dudes.
That run weirdly, like there
really
are some weird run cycles.
I have seen those, and I'm like, okay, why?
It's really funny sometimes.
It is actually is pretty funny.
They're like, oh, they eat people.
Right. I should be terrified of them, but come on, look at that walking.
If I saw that, I'd probably start laughing, and then I'd die.
Yeah. That wouldn't be good.
Yeah, no. So moving on to the next piece of news.
The next piece of information is quite a doozy, honestly. Max, would you want to say what it is?
Okay, so to give you a bit of context, what was it, back in 2016 or so?
Yeah.
The YouTuber MatPat of Game Theory, he said that he gave the Pope, like, big guy, Catholic leader.
Head honcho.
Yeah, Pope Francis. Gave him a copy of Toby Fox's Undertale.
I thought that there was photo proof. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, he did do it.
He actually did it.
But he reported it in a video, and then everyone started making fun of him because obviously, like, what would the Pope do with Undertale? I mean, I think he just gave him like a CD with the game burned onto it or something.
I think that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
just recently, there was like this community event or something.
I think they like had a circus or something like perform.
Yeah, a circus troupe.
Yeah.
And while they were doing their thing, Megalovania was playing, which is the Sans boss fight theme.
The very memeable Megalovania. That one. Just 4 notes that changed everyone's life.
Yeah. And then, so this implies one of two things. Either the troupe was doing it just for the meme because they knew that would be broadcasted like everywhere.
Or who knows? Maybe they even just have it as a part of their act, and they're like, "Oh, well, what a coincidence."
Yeah. That the Pope, who that one guy gave a copy of Undertale, is, or the Pope actually played the game,
or he watched someone play it,
and he specifically requested it. And in that case, that means he did the genocide route, which is strange for the Pope.
It makes you wonder. It really makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Why would he like Megalovania? Why would he know what Megalovania is? You got answers for us, Pope Francis? Because we got some questions.
Yeah, just send us a letter or something.
That'd actually be kind of cool. Hey, we're over at CM Life, just by the way.
Be sure it's not in Latin. We can't speak Latin.
That would be such a mean thing to do. Actually, we have a roommate who I think speaks a little bit of Latin, so I don't know if he can read it.
Right.
Let's see what happens.
We'll see.
But Pope Francis, you know who to send some of these answers to.
Yeah, just let us know.
And if we do have an answer, we will definitely broadcast it on this podcast.
Yeah.
We will. We
won't. No, we won't.
Come on.
I don't want to get I don't want to get hunted down by the Inquisition, okay?
The Inquisition? You mean their legal team?
Yeah, that too.
Actually, he did do the genocide route. It could be the Inquisition. So anyway, why don't we get into the meat and potatoes of the story, or the
Episode,
podcast,
yeah.
which is anticipated games of 2022. This is a very new year. We are in the third week now.
Well,
just about to get into the
just about to get into the third week, I suppose.
yeah.
But yeah, it's the 16th, so.
So we are kind of just looking at the year because not any big video game releases have happened yet other than ports and remasters.
Right.
So I'm kind of curious, we have a list right here of some of the games that are about to come out, and what are you excited for? Let's go with earliest game.
Right. So you see next month there's this really indie niche title that's coming out on the 25th.
Okay.
It's called Elden Ring, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a Souls game, but it's open world.
But that doesn't sound Souls-like.
Yeah, it's open world though.
That just doesn't seem like something.
It's from a very.
It doesn't seem like something From Software would do.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I remember back when, in all seriousness.
Yeah, sarcasm aside.
Yeah, no. Back in 2019 when it got revealed, and I heard George R.R. Martin was involved with it. I was like, this is gonna take forever, and it took 2 years for anything to come out about it.
I remember.
Yeah.
I think I was in California when it first got a trailer or something, and you blew up my phone.
Yeah, I was freaking out because
I was in Santa Monica, and I got out of the car, and immediately I just looked at my text. I'm like, oh, Elden Ring. Huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, go to the aquarium.
Yeah, no, it's super exciting for me. I really want to play it. I pre-ordered it. I've got everything down on lock. I'm going to call off sick on my classes that day so that I can actually play it.
Now that I think about it, I need to actually get it. I need to pre-order it like crazy.
Yeah, exactly. There's also a collector's edition for, what is it? Only consoles.
Here's the question, though. Has everybody bought it?
Probably.
That's what I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do have the collector's edition and you can't get it, you're gonna be trying to steal it.
Yeah.
Away from me.
I don't know what I'll do. I think I'll just be slightly mad.
I was gonna say you're gonna do the thing of, well, Mike.
Seems you have the collector's edition.
It seems like you have something that I want. Let's negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
I am really excited for it, honestly. I actually have not seen a single trailer for it because I have beaten.
You saw the story one.
Yeah.
During the Game Awards.
Game Awards, yes. But even then, it was a very small, wasn't it cinematic?
Yeah, no, it's probably going to be the intro cinematic.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, this doesn't actually show me what the game plays like.
Right.
And that's the most that I have gotten from Elden Ring in terms of trailers.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever I haven't had interest in it because I had never beaten
a Souls game
until, God,
a month ago?
Yeah, a month ago. In fact, I beat 2 Souls games, or Souls-like games, a month ago. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and Bloodborne, which are known to be the hardest ones.
At least in my opinion.
I've seen a lot of tier lists, actually, and that is usually the general consensus.
Right.
That Sekiro and Bloodborne are the
toughest.
hardest because of how fast-paced they are.
Right. And Sekiro is unlike Souls, where you can kind of find a way out of the difficulty.
Yeah.
With summons and stuff, you can't do that in Sekiro.
Might I add that with Bloodborne, I even beat the DLC before I beat the final boss. I did everything.
Yeah, no, doing the DLC in New Game Plus is rough. It is.
I will say, though, after playing that, I think The only parts that I did
Didn't
not
like.
like was the final, like, fish area.
The fishing hamlet, yeah.
Yeah, that was not fun. I did not like that.
Yeah, no, it can be rough.
But, like, going into the central ward.
Yeah, the cathedral ward.
Yeah, cathedral ward, sorry.
Nah.
And, you know, it's all, like, weird and, like, has a bunch of, like, residue
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah, the hunter's nightmare.
Yeah, the hunter's nightmare. I was going through that. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, wow.
Yeah. So, anyway, Elden Ring. Yeah. So we're excited for that. Next game.
I'm so sorry that I've been so off. Like,
yeah, no,
topic.
we
This
have
has been
to.
Insane.
We have to get back into our groove.
It's been a weird groove recently.
Mm.
So I don't know how to feel about this one just yet. I'm kind of waiting for the reviews because I haven't been the biggest Pokemon fan as of late, but Pokemon Legends Arceus is looking actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'd say that it has changed enough of the formula and brought in some interesting ideas that I don't think that it's gotten into the usual tedious cycle.
Mm-hmm. The
that
Pokemon groove.
There's a certain Pokemon groove that they have had ever since the very first game,
Yep.
and it has not changed at all.
Well, hey, it makes money, I guess.
It does. And I asked those people, why do you do it?
Why do you keep buying these games? And then they're like, oh, that's just a whole separate issue I shouldn't even talk about. Okay, so let's get back to Legends Arceus. Like,
I'm really excited for this one because I haven't been a fan of the fact that it is, the 8 gyms. There's, just random encounters. Recently, they've gotten rid of that. I'm like, okay, that's whatever.
mm-hmm.
But it has been a very linear and easy time in these Pokemon games where you really just... I know these are meant for kids, but in a certain way, even for the kids, I feel bad for them because there is not that much of a change. And I think that with this Legends Arceus, it's finally giving me something that might say, all right, you actually have to catch these Pokemon, like, out in the wild. You actually have to fight. Just, it's seamless, and not to mention, these Pokemon could even try attacking you.
Yep.
So there's a certain level of action in there that brings, I don't even know, like a positive reaction in my eyes. I think that it just brings something. I'm not saying that it needs to be Breath of the Wild,
right,
open world, but I think that this is close enough for me to be good enough.
Right.
So I have to wait for the reviews for them to say, oh yeah, this is amazing, or don't buy it.
Right. Yeah. Either one.
Don't come to GameStop. Don't
go to GameStop. Don't buy it.
Don't buy it. Just
don't.
But
for all our loyal viewers or listeners, if you're thinking about getting it, do not listen to the Twitter people for their opinions on Pokemon games.
Do not, please.
Listen to the critics for once, please.
Pokemon games are the only time where you can actually start looking at what critics say, and they'll probably have the actual legit criticisms.
Except for that one IGN one back.
What, too much water?
Yeah, too much water and too many HMs.
It was not a fun time, honestly.
Yeah, in any case, besides that, just don't listen to the fans, please.
Oh my gosh. So before we actually recorded this podcast, we were looking at a list to make sure we knew what games, and I must have glossed over this one game, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Oh yeah.
How did I forget that? That's coming out March 25th.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited for that.
Yeah, so for the sake of context, right?
Right.
For Borderlands 2, which was a looter shooter created by Gearbox, there was an expansion or a DLC called what was it? Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole premise is like it's a Dungeons and Dragons equivalent game in the Borderlands universe.
And it was probably like the coolest thing that's come out of Borderlands in a little bit.
Yeah, no. Like the whole time you're playing through it, like the titular Tiny Tina is like narrating it, and things will change because she's a little bit,
It's like a D&D.
she's a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
So like she'll like jump from idea to idea super fast. And for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, it's just that again, but
An entire game.
yeah.
And that's what I'm really excited for, because I will admit it has been 4 games. We have had 4 games in the Borderlands series that are all the sci-fi, looter shooters.
Right.
And it's gotten kind of stale for me.
Yeah.
I think the gameplay of 3 was fantastic, but when it came to the story, I liked the main character, like the actual like heroes.
The Vault Hunters.
Yeah, the Vault Hunters were actually really awesome because it was actually, believe it or not, a female-led story.
Oh yeah, no, the main the good people.
Although the main cast, like the heroes and protagonists, yeah, they were generally just women, and I was like, whoa, okay, Gearbox, you're run by Randy Pitchford, but you have this. Why is that?
Yeah.
It makes you wonder. But anyway, with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, having a, looter shooter, but it is not sci-fi, it is fantasy.
Right.
But it still has that, like, zany humor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that the humor is going to be a little bit better.
Right.
I've been seeing it, and I'm like, all right, I think because it is not sci-fi.
Yeah, they're not going to be like, haha, memes, guys. Woo.
Haha, memes, and haha, we have to make, like, almost Rick and Morty-like.
I mean, there was even a Rick and Morty reference.
Exactly.
Borderlands 3.
It's almost that, like, the weird nihilistic type of humor.
Where it's just like, haha, dude, woo, random, quirky.
And then everybody dies and stuff like that. And
it's like, whoa, dude, that guy just died. Haha, whoa.
And it's in the weirdest way. It's like, okay, well, we saw that in Borderlands 2, and it was relatively similar. So what you going to do now? With this fantasy thing, I think that this is going to be a whole different thing. Not to mention the voice actors for this. They for some reason have, like, actual, like, Hollywood actors.
Yeah.
Like Will Arnett and Andy Samberg.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think the thing I'm looking forward to most is the character creation.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you could actually create your own, like, B&B character. It's called Bunkers and Badasses.
Oh, yeah. That's a Tiny Tina type of thing to do.
Right. So, yeah, it seems like a really fun time.
I'm excited for this. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very sad that I actually didn't
remember it initially.
But Max, do you have any games at the moment that you would like to talk about?
Let's see. There's that Kirby game, Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Yes, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because I was about to, because it looks fantastic.
Yeah,
I've been actually looking at it.
I mean, it's the first fully fledged 3D Kirby game
since Air Ride.
Oh, technically there were the 3DS ones that are more arcadey.
Oh, right. And were they side-scrolling or were they?
No, they're 3D. They're just like they're more like just stage-based.
Yeah,
it's like arcadey type stuff.
Yeah,
but yeah, this is like a full Kirby game.
Okay, yeah, that's where I'm really excited for, because it seems like they're really going to go deep down into the lore, and I'm not sure if I'm more excited for this game or the something about
by
video.
terminal montage.
Yeah, by terminal montage of this game, because I just know it is going to be the funniest stuff I have seen, because they just know how to actually, like...
yeah.
I'm excited. I'm super excited.
Yeah, no, there's even a small little companion creature that'll probably turn into an eldritch abomination at the end. that you have to
Everybody's
fight.
Twitter has been going crazy when it
Mhm.
comes to that thing. They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, it's so cute. It's gonna kill us all."
Yeah, and also Waddle Dee Village.
Yes, and it also has 2-player, I
Yeah.
want to say, and it has who do you what do you call that one Waddle Dee with like
The
bandana Dee?
Bandana D.
Yeah, bandana D.
Mhm.
Okay. I was about to say the one with the bandana.
Right.
Bandana D.
Yeah.
Right. But I am actually really excited for that because at first it didn't seem that great.
Right.
They didn't show too much. They just said, "Oh, it's open world."
It
and
looks it looks
has-
like The Last of Us.
Yeah, it looks like The Last of Us, if not Nier Automata. And I was like, okay, what is this? What
Why
does
is
that
Kirby
mean?
in a city?
Why is he in a city? What does this mean for Kirby?
Right.
And is it even going to be fun? And then they showed the gameplay. They actually showed it. And I was like, all right,
I'm on board.
you did it.
Yeah.
For some reason, the second trailers for their games recently have been stellar.
Yeah, for Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, for Nintendo stuff. But other than that, I think the big one, like major game that I, am thinking is coming out in 2022, and it's a Nintendo game, is Breath of the Wild 2.
Right. Yeah, what was it? E3 last year they showed
Yeah,
footage.
the small bit of footage, like
Right.
50 seconds, I want to say.
Yeah, of gameplay, or I guess
You could
scripted
say, I was going to say
gameplay.
scripted gameplay plus cinematics.
Right. But yeah, that's more than we had for Breath of the Wild 1 when they kept pushing it back. So
They only didn't they show just like a background? They had like Eiji Aonuma or Shigeru Miyamoto just in the background or like in the front, and then the backdrop just turned into Breath of the Wild, and that was it.
yeah, they were just like, yeah, it's done when it's done.
I think it even had like a guardian, and they were like, they did not even give us any context of it. We were like, what is that?
I remember back when, what was it, the first trailer came out, the teaser, and people were like, Link might be a girl in this one.
Because of the long hair.
Oh, and I was like, come on, guys.
Please.
It's current year. Men can have long hair.
And women can have short hair. Who cares?
Which reminds me, I really like the Zelda design. The new one?
The new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually really like the fact that
She has like the short hair.
yes. If anything, I like the Zelda personality the most in this one
Well, yeah.
because she is a lot more focused on like research.
Yeah, she literally actively goes against her whole Destiny thing of having to seal Ganon and stuff.
And not to mention,
Until that needs to happen, and then she does it.
and then she actually does it, and she does a great job of it.
Right.
And I guess the one thing that I've always had a problem with when it comes to Zelda and Legend of Zelda games is just the fact that what does she do on her spare time? They never showed, like, okay, she's a princess.
Right.
That is it. That's all she's known. She's known to just be the damsel in distress. And this one, they actually give a good incentive. They give her a personality, like, okay, she has motives.
Yeah, she does things.
She does things.
Mhm.
Nintendo Switch does.
Zelda does
Zelda
things.
does things. Nintendo Switch has games.
Mhm. Yeah, but yeah, Breath of the Wild Zelda, I really like her. Let's see. The gameplay, or at least we don't know anything about
we know
it,
nothing.
but it also looks really cool. Like all that Sky Island stuff
I was gonna say, with the Sky Island, we're gonna just go a little off topic here because I really want to talk about this. What do you think all that stuff means? Do you have like an idea of what the plot could potentially be?
Well, what was it? The guy in the islands kind of looks like the Link in the drawings, like the ancient Sheikah drawings.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like a time travel type thing. As Zelda is no stranger, The Legend of Zelda is no stranger to time travel.
Time travel is like one of the
Most
things
common plot elements in Zelda games.
actually. I'm just thinking about it. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask,
Twilight Princess did it.
Twilight Princess, Oracle
Skyward
of
Sword.
Ages, Skyward Sword. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It happens a lot. On top of that, like dimension switching is also a common theme.
That's also fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also very true.
Mm-hmm.
So in a certain way, you will always know that's going to be the case, more than likely. I have a potential theory that this could be this battle with Demise.
Oh yeah, because he hasn't come out in a while.
He hasn't come out in a while, and the fact that these pieces of Sky are coming back, and they also came out with Skyward Sword HD, wink wink.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot that's basically saying, hey, there's Sky stuff. By the way, we got this game about the Sky, and we just remastered it.
Yeah, no.
But take your time.
What was it? The thing was like, when... What was it? The goddess, like, put Skyloft into the sky to protect the Triforce from Demise. That was a thing.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
And not to mention, if you look at the scrolls and everything, Link honestly kind of looks like what Ganon looks like.
Yeah,
like
Ganondorf. Right.
So I'm wondering if Ganondorf, I don't know, is actually the hero for a while, and then Demise kind of goes into him, and then
takes him over.
They're like, okay, well, there has to be a Link.
Yeah, no, wait. One more thing about it. I think there's a Princess Mononoke reference because of the cursed, like, arm thing.
Yes, you were talking about that, and I'm curious if that arm is either going to give time travel abilities or if it's going to give, like...
Dark,
cool
malice
playground abilities.
Right.
Like, you know, I think that this could potentially be a good thing for using it in the open world playground.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
excited. There was, like, a Spider-Man game. I think it was, like, Shattered Dimensions, where one of the Spider-Men had like the symbiote, and you could use like venom attacks. It was cool.
I remember that. Yeah, it was actually really neat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that in a certain way, we'll have to see if Nintendo ever does anything like this.
Right.
I'm wondering if there's going to be time puzzles, maybe Dishonored 2-ish.
With the clock tower.
Not the clock tower. Clock tower, that one is where there's a bunch of switches that change things.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that I'm talking about the mansion where, it's like dilapidated, really bad looking,
mm-hmm.
and then they go back in time when it's like good looking.
I was thinking more Titanfall 2, that one mission.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're going through the facility and you can swap just on the fly, and they're like different enemies, and
that actually could be the case.
Right.
I'd be cool with that too. Regardless, this is looking like their biggest game yet.
Yeah, but we'll see how that ages. But
I'm scared. I'm honestly scared of what's going to happen, and if I'm completely wrong or if I'm completely right, because I don't know what that would mean if I'm right.
I mean, what? We made a prediction. Oh, right, yeah, and the last Smash character. That.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
We offhandedly mentioned Sora might.
And we're like, that's not going to happen. Or like, I think I said something about like, I'll eat my shoe if that happens. Or something weird, crazy, quirky. But
yeah, that happened.
I'm not eating my shoe.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, I think that we're kind of going into the end part.
Yeah. So
I think that we've talked about some of the big games other than like God of War Ragnarok, which I'm excited for.
More God of War.
More God of War. You can't go wrong with that, but I have no idea if this is coming out in 2022. Right. Zelda might not come out, but I think it will be, just because Nintendo is not really known for saying it will come out this year and then like moving it years later.
Unless they really need the time.
Yeah, they're most of the time very certain. Like, okay, it's coming out this year.
Wait, is Bayonetta 2 or Bayonetta 3 coming out this year?
I don't think they ever said.
They just revealed the gameplay.
They revealed the gameplay, and I think they just said, here you go, now shut up.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yeah.
Fair enough.
That's very fair. I feel like Hideki Kamiya is...
was like, fine, here you go. Leave us alone.
I still love the fact that he blocked me.
Mm.
But yeah, I think that we're about to get into the end. We have one final thing that we wanted to talk about, and that is the random game of the week.
Yeah.
You know how this works. Basically, why did I say it like that? We pick a random game out of this little wheel thing that we have online, and we talk about how great it is.
Yeah.
And this week is going to be a little bit of a controversial type of take, but
Yeah.
it's the EA,
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
which, dang, I really like that game,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. Remember I bought it when the Celebration pack was just released,
Okay.
which gives you like everything.
Right.
Not all the skill cards and stuff. You still have to grind for those, but you get all the cosmetics and whatnot.
That's how I'd want it.
Right. So, yeah, and then Mike started playing it recently as well.
I mean, I've played it with my brother over the years, just because at first, oh God, I had it. I've had a history with this game.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it when it released, and it was in an ugly shape.
Yeah.
Like, it did not look good. I saw all sorts of headlines saying, oh, they messed this part up. It's very glitchy, buggy,
Mm-hmm.
and lots of potential microtransactions, or if not, just lots of grinding if you don't want to. And it was like ridiculous amounts of grinding.
Right. Just like hours upon hours for one character.
Or just one skin. Something crazy. Like, it could be anything. And it was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is disgusting, vile. And not that many people bought it. They went with a bunch of DLC. They had, like Grievous, Geonosis.
It was like Obi-Wan in the same update, too.
I think so, which is wild to think that they didn't have Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan
Yeah, originally.
at all.
Right.
But it was starting to become free, all this stuff. And I was like, all right. My brother got this PS4 Pro. It came with the game.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, just a free copy of the game. And I said, wow, this sucks. And I sold it.
Oh.
I sold the copy. And then later on, I noticed while my brother is playing it, they had Republic Commandos. And if anyone knows, I'm a sucker for the Republic Commandos. Like,
Yeah.
they are my favorite thing to ever come out of Star Wars, right next to Boba Fett.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I get to play. Can I play, Gabe? And he was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I was playing it. I was like, oh. And they have Ewok hunts. And they have all this stuff and all that stuff. And they started getting Battlefront 2, like the original Battlefront 2, modes.
Yeah. Probably the most fun for me. The most fun mode for me is it's called Supremacy.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, especially during the Clone Wars. But what you do is you just capture the majority of the command posts on the field, and when you filled up a bar, for the Clone Wars ones, you go into the enemy ship and try to destroy it. And if you don't, you just go back to the ground and start it over again.
There was this one match where they could not do it.
Mm-hmm.
They could not, they tried getting to the generators, and the clones were so good at defending it that we kept going back down to the ground, and I said, fine, and I quit.
Yeah, no, it
I
can
was
take a
hungry.
while.
I was so hungry. I was like, I haven't had dinner, and it's taken like an hour. I'm done.
Yeah, no, depending on how good your team is, it can take a while.
But the thing is, the clones sucked when it came to the ground, but as soon as they
They just had like the best defense.
The greatest defense, but the worst offense.
Yeah, maybe it was just a battle of attrition for them.
Well, they won.
Yep.
They really won.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah, but there's like a ton of fun heroes in the game. I mean, it's not very fun when you're getting destroyed by them. They're kind of like, it's kind of like a horror thing when you see them on the field.
It is the funniest thing whenever you see a hero.
And you're just like, oh, that's Anakin. Like, I need to stay away.
I remember. What was it? I was I was one of the bots. I was one of the droids, and the Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan was like on Kamino and I was firing at him and he looked around and he was fighting all the other droids and I went into a corner. He's like, anyone there?
Yeah.
No. Okay. And I shot him in the back, went back. He walked away, shot him again, and he was like, I found you, and he chased me down until he slaughtered me. All the droid bits just clashed everywhere.
Right, yeah, no. Oh yeah, Battlefront 2, it's really fun. I mean, especially if you're a Star Wars fan, you can appreciate.
As a Star Wars
stuff.
fan, it has a lot of actual like stuff in it that kind of goes back to the movies and stuff.
I hope so.
And the story mode, they have a story mode. It's good.
It's fine.
It's fine. And
it's really easy, but
and might I also add, the story mode came when it came out launch day, so I really think all of the great stuff happened later on.
right.
And some of the mediocre / bad stuff was in the beginning.
Yeah.
So at this point, a lot of the pros have definitely outweighed the cons to a point where we can both easily say this is
a good game.
A really good game that you should buy, because every now and then I just kind of pick it up and say, all right, let's play.
But it is practically purely multiplayer, so if you don't have good internet, then, like...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't.
Actually, I would say have bad internet while you are a stormtrooper in the Ewok hunt. I want to see that. I would love to see that in highlight reel on YouTube.
Instant transmission.
Do you have any idea how funny and scary it would be if you were just walking along and then all of a sudden
Ewok just teleports?
Yeah, teleports right in front of you and then it disappears and teleports and kills you. And you just hear, wahoo!
Ultra Instinct Ewok.
I can't imagine looking at one of those teddy bears and thinking, dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
Anyway, I think that's the end.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Please join us next time for our next episode. I do want to let you guys know that we are going to be doing these talk shows bi-weekly. So next week we aren't going to have one, but the following week
we'll have one.
We'll have one. So next week, I think I'm going to start going into this new limited series podcast called Level Up Chips Presents Untitled Esports Title.
Right.
I have
You'll
no
figure
idea.
it out.
We'll figure it out. But anyway, that's going to be coming around, and stay tuned because these limited series are actually going to be jam-packed. We're going to have a lot of them. So stay tuned because I think this is going to be stuff that is short, sweet, straight to the point, and you'll want to listen.
Yeah.
So I'll catch you later, but otherwise, keep gaming.
Yeah.
Gamers.